My goodness, the storylines continue to write themselves. Oh my goodness, Angel Reese's fans. Me, 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 me.
Did you see what Nike just did in Chicago? They put up a massive Caitlin Clark billboard right in Angel Reese's backyard. Can you believe the audacity? It's like they're saying Clark runs this town now. And Reese is old news. But here's where it gets really interesting. The internet is going crazy over this. Some fans are loving it while others are furious. You won't leave the memes and reactions flooding social media. Right now, it's a full-on war between Clark and Reese supporters, and we're about to break it all down for you. You're not going to believe this, but Nike just pulled off the marketing move of the century in downtown Chicago. Picture this, not one, but two massive billboards featuring none other than Caitlin Clark. And get this, they're just a stone's throw away from where Angel Reese plays. Talk about making a statement.
Well, my goodness. It seems that Nike has now gotten involved in the trolling of Angel Reese, as they have decided to put a billboard in Chicago right down the road from where Angel Reese plays.
Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal about a couple of billboards? But trust me, this isn't your average ad campaign. Nike's marketing team must have been feeling extra spicy when they cooked up this plan. They didn't just go big, they went gigantic. We're talking about billboards so huge you can probably see them from space.
Oh, my God. That's a huge billboard. There's two of them. There's two of them. That's really good. That's really, really good. And funny. And funny. It's hilarious.
But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about showcasing a rising star. Nike's playing 4D chess here, leveraging the intense rivalry between Clark. And we remember all that drama from the 2023 ANCA tournament. Well, Nike sure hasn't forgotten, and they're using it to fuel the fire. That's
good. Of course, it goes on to talk about they have been linked together since the 2023 NC2A tournament. This sparked outrage from Clark's fan base, including Barstool Sports, calling Reese a piece of you-know-what, and that was, of course, the pointing at the finger and the taunting.
Now, let's break this down. Why Chicago? Why now? It's not just a random choice. Chicago is the biggest market in the Midwest, and Nike knows exactly what they're doing. They're tapping into Clark's skyrocketing popularity and making sure everyone, and I mean everyone, knows who's running the show and women's basketball right now.
Take a look at this. This is fantastic. I saw this and was like, oh, this is really good. It's really good. Nike unveils Caitlin Clark billboard in city where Angel Reese's team is based, inciting mockery from fans. No, you don't say.
Can you imagine being Angel Reese? Right now you're driving to practice, minding your own business, and bam, there's your rival's face larger than life staring down at you from not one, but two billboards. It's like Nike just redecorated the city in Caitlin Clark's image. Talk about a power move.
Nike unveiled its latest billboard in Chicago this week at 157 West Chicago Ave. The billboard is 3.5 miles from the Wintrust Arena, home to the Chicago Sky and Clark's rival, Angel Reese. Is it really a rivalry? I don't know.
No, but here's the kicker. This isn't just about Rhea and Clark anymore. Nike's sending a message to the entire WNBA. They're basically saying, hey, there's a new sheriff in town, and her name is Caitlin Clark. It's like they've just redrawn the battle lines in women's basketball. You've got to wonder what was going through Nike's head when they came up with this. Were they trying to start a war, make a statement? Or maybe they're just riding the Caitlin Clark hype train all the way to the bank, whatever. Their reasoning, one thing's for sure, they've got everyone talking.
Oh, man. Nike with some world-class trolling on Angel Reese.
Now, let's talk about the impact this billboard is having on the WNBA landscape. It's not just an ad, it's a seismic shift in the power dynamics of the league. Nike's essentially crowning Clark as a new face of women's basketball. And they're doing it right in the heart of a city that's closely associated with Angel Reese.
I know we've been having, our hardship with Nike pretty much this whole offseason. A lot of people ain't been feeling Nike, what they've been doing pretty much with Caitlin Clark and releasing her shoe and other things. Where to tell you, look like they got something right for a change, because they have placed a Caitlin Clark billboard in downtown Chicago.
But here's something to chew on. What does this mean for the other players in the league? Nike is not just promoting Clark. They're setting her apart from the pack. It's like they're saying, sure, there are other great players out there, but Clark, she's in a league of her own. And let's not forget about the fans' social media. It's probably exploding right now. We got Clark supporters riding high, while Reese's fans are probably feeling the sting. It's like Nike just poured gasoline on an already blazing rivalry.
So, yeah, a lot of people, of course, making jokes, enemy territory. Yeah, my God, that's hilarious. It really is. Oh, snap. Angel has to be seething. That is funny.
Remember when we said social media was probably exploding? Well, that was an understatement. The internet isn't just on fire. It's a full-blown inferno. You think you've seen fan wars before? This Clark-Reese showdown is rewriting the playbook. How bad has it gotten? Let's just say some of these tweets make the billboard look tame.
The placement of the billboard taking up real estate in Reese's city sparked reaction from fans on social media due to their contentious history between the players. Many of Clark's fans have used the new billboard as an opportunity to mock Angel Reese.
Remember when we said social media was probably exploding? Well, that was an understatement. The internet isn't just on fire, it's a full-blown inferno. You think you've seen fan wars before. This Clark-Reese showdown is rewriting the playbook. How bad has it gotten? Let's just say some of these tweets make the billboard look tame.
Angel Reese is useless to women's basketball than ray gun to breakdancing. Oh, no. We've got ray gun slander on a Friday morning. I will not stand for ray gun slander. She was forced into retirement after the backlash from her performance at the Olympic Games last year.
Caitlin Clark's fans are having an absolute field day. They're not just celebrating, they're going for the jugular. One fan went as far as to say Angel Reese is useless to women's basketball than a ray gun to break dancing. Can you believe that? It's like they're not even trying to hide their feelings anymore. The gloves are off, and Clark supporters are throwing haymakers left and right.
I got to tell you guys, I'm laughing harder and harder at her fans. I mean, we are really making her fans upset. Cry me a river. Cry harder. Please. Not sure how Reese ever made the WNBA. She sucked.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Angel Reese's fans aren't taking this lying down. They're clapping back hard. And some of these responses are wild. We're talking memes, tweets, and posts that are flying faster than a Clark three-pointer. Some are hilarious, sure, but others are downright brutal. One commenter didn't hold back.
Seriously. So, Angel Reese with sparrow's nest eyelashes. I can't take her seriously after watching the way she plays.
Ouch, that's the kind of burn that leaves a mark. Now you might be wondering how are Clark and Reese reacting to all this drama. Well, here's the kicker. They're both keeping it surprisingly cool. No direct shots, no Twitter fingers, nothing. But let me tell you, their silence is louder than any trash talk. It's got fans speculating like crazy. Are they secretly fuming, planning their next move? Or are they just sitting back and watching the chaos unfold?
Look, you had somebody on your show who literally pointed out you can't make a damn layup. I mean, she brought the joke to the podcast. Yeah, she said she's going to help her, but literally calls her out on Angel's own show and points out the joke is real. You can't make a layup. So, what are you going to do?
But here's the real shocker. Some fans are taking this rivalry way too seriously. We're not just talking about heated debates anymore. No, we're in full-on conspiracy theory territory. Now you've got people cooking up wild accusations and spinning tales that would make a soap opera writer blush. It's like watching a real-time drama unfold on your phone screen. And trust me, you can't look away.
Caitlin Clark is immeasurably better at basketball than Angel Reese. I think we all know this. Again, Caitlin Clark is, the huge A-list star, the Harrison Ford, back when Harrison Ford had that 20-year stretch of nothing but #1 movies, domination, Star Wars, Indiana, historic domination. Caitlin Clark, you're seeing it right here. Michael Jordan, right? And Angel Reese is sort of like a character actor, right?
This whole situation has turned into an all-out war between Clark and Reese supporters. It's not just about basketball. More its personal fans are dissecting every move, every expression, even things that have nothing to do with the game. It's like they're looking for any excuse to keep this rivalry burning hot.
I said, ain't no way they finna put a Caitlin Clark billboard in Angel Reese City. And I'll be damned. They did. Oh, they super did. They got not one billboard, but two billboards right next to each other in downtown Chicago, guys.
And you know what's crazy? This is exactly what Nike wanted. They knew dropping that billboard would be like tossing a match into a powder keg. Now they've got everyone talking, tweeting. And taking sides, it's not just marketing, it's masterful manipulation of fan emotions.
These women can't stand Caitlin Clark. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what they say. They try to play nice when they get asked directly. They can't stand her. They can't stand her. Straight white girl getting love. They can't stand her.
Forget everything you thought you knew about women's basketball, because Caitlin Clark is completely changing the game. You might be thinking, sure, she's good. But is she really that special? Well, let me tell you, she's not just special, she's a phenomenon.
Let's be real, all right? One byproduct of watching Caitlin Clark play is having to watch other players in this league.
Let's break down why Clark isn't just another player. She's becoming the face of the entire sport. Remember, when women's basketball was just a sideshow, those days are over, and Clark is the reason why. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark isn't just outshining her peers on the court. She's outperforming them in viewership, too.
Wow. Now, what's crazy is that when Caitlin Clark came to town, I think it was pretty loud there in Chicago. This is the footage right here. They were cheering for Caitlin Clark in Chicago. Let's rewind this back real quick.
30-point game of the season.
This was Chicago.
And enemy territory gets this kind of salute as she exits the game.
Look.
Is this enemy territory?
Y'all see this? Y'all hear that?
I've seen a lot of Caitlin Clark jerseys in downtown Chicago today.
A lot of Caitlin Clark jerseys.
Enemy territory.
So maybe, just maybe, Chicago is one of Caitlin Clark's biggest markets.
But here's the real game changer. Clark's appeal goes way beyond just basketball fans. She's bringing in a whole new audience to women's sports. And the numbers don't lie why people who've never watched a women's basketball game in their life are tuning in just to see Clark work her magic on the court.
This is going to be history. It's like what I told her. That's pretty epic that we get to watch her, because not a lot of games here in Dallas with somebody that big of a star.
Now, you might be wondering, what does this mean for the future of the WNBA? It's not just about one player. It's about a shift in the entire landscape. Clark is showing that women's basketball can be just as exciting, just as competitive, and just as worthy of attention as men's basketball, and that's huge.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, it really is. I will say this, Nike's not without its faults. Where the hell is that signature shoe at? Caitlin Clark fans want a signature shoe. Nike's dropping the ball.
But here's where it gets really exciting. Nike knows they've struck gold with Clark. They're not just putting up billboards, they're positioning her as the central figure in promoting women's sports. Did you catch that Super Bowl ad featuring female athletes? Yeah, Clark was front and center. Nike's pulling out all the stops to make sure everyone knows who Caitlin Clark is.
Nike, like some imbeciles, having Super Bowl commercials where Caitlin Clark's flashed a couple of times. I'd have figured out a way to have made a Super Bowl commercial, and Caitlin Clark would have been the only person in this damn thing. I mean, seriously, especially if it's going to be women's basketball. I mean, Asia Wilson fans, okay. I mean, I'm sorry, but not sorry. Nobody's watching your player. All right? Nobody's not. And the woman can play. I'm not trying to act like she can't. Asia Wilson's a beast out there. But she's not moving the needle anywhere.
So why are fans demanding a Caitlin Clark signature shoe? Because she's not just a player, she's a phenomenon that's reshaping the entire sport. Think about it. When was the last time you saw this much buzz around a women's basketball player? Nike hasn't released a signature shoe for Clark yet, but fans are clamoring for it. That's the kind of impact she's having.
Somebody said Nike have honored Caitlin Clark with the billboard on Hollywood Boulevard. So it's one in Cali as well. Wow. Caitlin Clark is taking over the United States, bro.
And it's not just about the shoes or the billboards. It's about what Clark represents. She's showing young girls everywhere that they can dream big, that they can be the star, that they can fill arenas and break viewership records. She's changing what people think is possible in women's sports.
I love Nike commercials. I've been a huge fan of Caitlin Clark since she's been in college. Obviously through the Olympics.
Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yep.
You can't win, so win.
Yeah. Speaking of all the things they say women can't do.
Yeah. If there's one thing I can firmly get on board with is telling a bunch of people who think you can't do something to shove it. I'm all on board with that. That's a great message by Nike.
I'm with that as well.
With some incredible athletes.
Bunch of familiar faces, yeah.
Gold medal winners, freaking champions.
Nike, thank you for such a powerful message on the biggest stage. Obviously everybody watches those Super Bowl commercials to see what messages are sent, and Nike's sending one of the best ones of this year. So, and shout out to Caitlin.
Killing it.
Getting in a dope-ass Nike commercial, man.